Hey, how you doing all? Okay, here's what we're doing today. Sorry about that. Got a little messed up. Me and my wife were out here. We're doing a video again with East Coast Metal Detecting.4t.com. It's Mike East Coast, Dottie East Coast Metal Detecting. I had a bunch of questions people have asked me on what do you call it, about getting decent depth on my White's metal detector. Because we're digging a lot of coins, probably, I don't know, somewhere in between 14 inches, 10, 14 inches deep on the XLT. I'm going to give you like a little bit of a walkthrough on the XLT, how I set it up. So maybe you guys can get a little bit deeper with your XLTs and your machines. So here's the way I set my machine up. Okay. Here's what we do. I turn the machine on. And this is what I got here. Then I go into preset mode, preset programs. I go into Relic mode. Then I go to, I hit my loop, do my thing, set my machine. Then I go in the menu. I go to basic adjustments. Basic adjustments, I take my target volume. I run my target volume up as loud as I can get it, because I have a sound knob on my headphones, on my Cost headphones. Threshold I leave the same. My tone, I hear lower tones better. So if you're a person that can hear higher tones, just take the 226 and up it. But what I do is I drop mine back, and then because my machine is so loud that so it doesn't hurt my ears, it's a lower tone. Then I run the tone frequency. Audio disc I leave on. Silent search I put on. Mixed mode I leave the same. Now my AC sensitivity, which is a lot is for my depth, I'll take my AC sensitivity and I run it up at least 71 to 72. If you're not finding a coin in the beginning, just drop it back to say 71 or 70. My wife she'll usually set hers about 68 now. I usually run 70, 71, and it works pretty good. And pretty much on any kind of ground. I take my DC sensitivity, which DC sensitivity is kind of like you're pinpointing. So I run that up to about 40, 41. My background light I don't turn on. My viewing angle I leave the same. My audio options, I go to ratchet pinpointings on. My sat speed, I leave it 7 or I leave it 8. Usually I leave it at 7. I go to my tone ID, which I turn on. My VCO I turn on. My absolute I leave the same. The moderation I leave on. Audio track I leave on. And I want to view my audio track, so I turn that on. I go to my next is audio speed, I leave the same. Audio track offset, I leave it +1. You could put it up to +2, and that makes you find a little bit smaller items. But when I'm doing coins and stuff like that, and it leaves you so you can find gold a little bit better. Then I leave track inhibit, I leave that off. Course is the same, fine is the same. I don't diskette anything because I want to find whatever's in the ground. Learn to accept, learn to reject, you can leave on if you want. And if you really know how to use the machine. Now my ground speed, since I upped my depth, or up my AC sensitivity, I'll take my ground at 20 and I put it at 22. That makes me recover the depth faster out of the machine because it's going in the ground, but you have to hunt slow. I'll leave my bottle cap at 1. If it's a little bit trashier, I'll run it up to leave it at 4. 4 at the most. Usually it's about 3. It is all I would tell you to go up to. Would be just about 3. So we went through ratchet pinpointing, your sat speed, your tone ID, your VCO, your absolute, your moderation, audio track view, audio track speed, your track inhibit, course speed, GEB. I leave that the same. I leave that the same. You learn to accept, learn to reject. Your recovery speed at 22. Bottle cap. Virtual disc is on. The icons I don't use. I'll use numbers. So 66 is a penny. 70 is a wheat penny, and so on. Your VDI sensitivity, instead of it being at VDI, I'll drop it down to say 83. That'll make you say you find coins a lot better in the ground. DC phase is on. Transmit boost I leave the same. Transmit frequency I leave the same. Preamp gain, every once in a while I'll move it to 3, but other than that I don't touch it at all. But that's East Coast Metal Detecting. That's how I set it up, and that's how I'm getting anywhere from I'd say anywhere from 8 to 10 inches to 15 inches on a dime. And my wife's getting stuff that we've seen on YouTube, or stuff that we've been finding. The deeper coins that people have gone over and missed are anywhere from 8, 10, 15 inches deep. So I'll show you some of the finds we found the other day a little bit later. But it's East Coast Metal Detecting.4t.com. Try that setup on your XLT, and let me know if you're finding deeper coins and having a little bit better luck with your XLT machine. You may be able to set your DFXs up the same way, maybe tweak it a little bit better, a little bit different. But my wife now, like I said, she's digging coins anywhere from 8 to 10 inches deep, and we're finding a lot more silver and a lot of the half pennies and single pennies. So, alrighty, talk to y'all later. But it's East Coast Metal Detecting with Mike and Dorothy East Coast at www.eastcoastmetaldetecting.4t.com. Talk to y'all later. Have fun detecting.